Hello, this is my first sermon with the Sacred Space Church. I have declared my property a church, and I am working on creating a new sect of the Christian religion that will help to unite all of the different sects of the religion and work politically to help to rectify some of the serious crimes that our government has caused. Now, I grew up a Christian. I went to church most Sundays and also went to church school, and I also studied Bible as literature in high school and got National High School Journalist of the Year. And then in college I also went to church regularly, and once my books got published, I'm the author of 4. I've given more than 1,000 speeches around the world, including in scores upon scores of churches. I've often accompanied preachers giving presentations about the need to protect the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge and climate change. Now, I am working very hard to start this new sect of the religion, which I do believe is very critical. Obviously, the Christian church has had a lot of problems recently, particularly the Catholics and the amount of sexual abuse. And I do believe that that does need to stop. And above all, the church, I believe, has failed to hold our government accountable. They have failed to act as they're supposed to do as an independent safeguard of our rights and also our interests as Christians. Now, I do believe that we should also respect other religions. And I also do believe that there is a lot of wisdom in other religions. And I do have a critical mission, and each of these sermons will have a main topic. Today is the topic I believe is the most important because too few are doing anything about it, and the serious implications of it. That is brain implants. Brain implants done against people's will. You can see it well documented at brainimplant.info, and this is a huge government scandal. It's torture, it's terrorism. They can steal passcodes right from people's heads. And the victims of this are persecuted like Christ was. It's like being crucified to be brain implanted against your will. It's very painful in the right temple, and it's distractions and psychological terrorism, torture, and the gang stalk. They cause robberies, they hack, they steal phone calls and emails. It's a living hell that caused by our taxpayer dollars. These are gang-stalking government terrorists paid by our taxpayer dollars. Now that's a good place to cut the budget. And here's a quote from our Bible related to those persecuted by brain implants. Matthew chapter 5 verse 10, this was when Jesus gave his Sermon on the Mount. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Now, messing with the human brain, messing with God's creation, is like crucifying a person. It's also a major sin. It can be used, the government's trying to use it to mind control people. So then how do we have a proper election? And what about our military mind controlling to World War III? You know, there might just be cockroaches left if people don't speak out about this. And they also cause living hell for the victims. They do a lot of vandalism as well. They're very good at that. And here is another quote about what they do, is they use theft by deception. They say, hey, can I have your phone number or can I have your email? Which everyone knows is in common in law, it means that you're just providing an email to reach you at. Well, they actually start stealing phone calls and giving it to competitors. And that is theft by deception. Very, very rampant here in Athens County, Ohio, where the former sheriff, Pat Kelly, is in prison for 7 years for corruption. And a former assistant prosecutor who prosecuted me on bogus charges is in prison for stealing more than $250,000 from the IRS. That's Mickey Prisley. Now, here is a quote about this theft by deception. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 17. Bread gained by deceit is sweet to a man, but afterward his mouth will be full of gravel. Now, I beg people to get involved in this movement, get involved in my church. Do please give me a call, 740-753-3000, or email ckister@chadkister.com. And do make sure that these go through. I will respond to anyone wanting to join the church, and I won't send out an email more than once a week, probably more like once a month, so you won't get cluttered email boxes. But make sure the communications get through, because that's one of the ways they've been messing with me. And by catching this, we can take them to court and not only get money for me that I'm owed, but also money for the victim. This is a violation of not only my human right to communicate, and First Amendment rights, Fourth Amendment rights, Fifth Amendment rights, taking of my property without just compensation. It's also a violation of the rights of those trying to communicate with me. So lastly, I do urge you to get involved, and I'll end with a quote. Psalm chapter 101, verse 7, No one who practices deceit shall dwell in my house. No one who utters lies shall continue before my eyes. And I will have another sermon next Sunday. Everyone have a great week.